Good morning. Welcome to today's podcast. In fact, it's the first podcast of the new season. Sorry about that. Sorry it's taken so long. One thing and another, you know what it's like. The first and only Indonesian English language podcast that looks at the wacky world of Indonesian football. Seems too good to be true. Seems too mad to be true. Well, I'm here. I'm living it. I'm seeing it every day, and I can't believe it half the time. Anyway, let's look back at week 7 and what happened in and around the local game. We'll begin then with a look back at the results from the last week from the Week 7 fixtures. Persib Bandung 2, Borneo 2, Madura United 4, PS Tani 1, Bayangkara 1, Semen Padang 0, PSM Makassar 1, Sriwijaya 0, Persiba 0, Persipura 2, Barita Putra 2, Gresik United 0, Persela 4, Arama 0, Persija 0, Bali United 0, Mitra Kukar 1, Perseru 0. We'll begin, of course, at the top of the table, where PSM Makassar defeated Sriwijaya Palembang 1-0 to go 3 points clear at the top of Liga 1 after 7 rounds. Controversial game, this one. PSM secured the points only with a penalty in the 96th minute, the 6th minute of injury time there, when Ronaldo converted to take home the points and leave Sriwijaya feeling bitterly disappointed. There was a game that had 7 minutes injury time in the first half as well, when Sriwijaya's goalkeeper Teja Paku Alam was knocked out cold and apparently stopped breathing for a while, so medical treatment was needed for him. Hopefully he'll be feeling better and back up and running soon. Top keeper. In recent weeks, we've seen Robert Alberts, the PSN coach, complaining once or twice about referees and sending letters to PSSI. I imagine he won't be doing it this weekend after this vital win for the side. Which leaves us, like I say, 3 points clear. So you've got to win your home games. This is what they did. Controversial circumstances, but this is an Indonesian thing. I guess we've got to get used to it. Pity poor Persija. God knows they could do with some luck from match officials, couldn't they? Their 0-0 draw with Bali United at the weekend was the 4th time this season they've failed to score a goal, and they're now staring relegation zone in the face. Coach Stefano Kugara, known as Teko, is coming under increasing fire. The fans want him gone, and I'm not shy in making a noise about it. The fans are still turning out in force. Over 23,000 saw the game in Bekasi at the weekend, and thousands more were locked outside. Some of them were sadly involved in running battles with the police because they couldn't get in to see their heroes. So the fans are turning up. The players aren't necessarily. One of the strikers missed a penalty in this game. God knows they need a goal at the moment. I saw them play recently against Mitra Kukar. They were leading 1-0, but they never looked like adding to that lead. And of course, Mitra Kukar equalised in the last minute of the game to lose the points there for Persija. This banner here perhaps expresses the frustration the Persija fans are feeling about their football club at the moment. We have been waiting 16 years, Persija to be champions. We are a tiger, not a bunny rabbit. So, they're suggesting that the club really are not the power that they should be, that the fans feel they are. But there's been a lack of investment over the years, and that's unlikely to change, even though they're having new owners in. But maybe time will tell and we'll all be wrong. But at the moment, it's not a happy place to be, Persija. Okay, so you're watching the Jakarta Casual podcast. Don't forget, Jakarta Casual, keep up to date with the blog, with Twitter account, and with Instagram account. We're all over social media, so get out there, follow us, click us, like us, whatever it is you do. Keep on the ball with Indonesian football at Jakarta Casual. One team that has turned a corner is Persela Lamongan. Their thrashing of Arama at the weekend, 4-0. They've now haven't lost for 3 games. They've won 2 and drawn 1 of them, including, of course, defeating Persija 1-0. And then they moved up to 9th in the table, and they're looking good on the pitch. They're looking promising. I like the look of their 2 strikers, Ivan and Fami, a youngster who's come through this season and making a good impression. One of many youngsters, in fact, across the league. So, well done to Persela Lamongan, but for Arama, I'm afraid it's a totally different story. Persela's East Java rivals Arama seem to be going in the other direction. Highly fancied to win the league after going 4 games unbeaten and not conceding a goal in the opening 4 games. They now hit a sticky patch. They lost 1-0 to PSM Makassar. They drew with Madura United 1-1. And this 4-0 away to Personal Lamongan. How does Edson Santoso explain that away to an Aramis fan base who, many of them are staying away. They're not impressed by what they're seeing. And they're voting with their feet. The club are looking to move stadium again in the hope to get the fans back on board. But any more performances like the 4-0 thrashing, and we could see problems there. Management are saying already that they're going to give him a chance to coach Edson Santoso, but it's only to the end of the month, apparently. So Matt Aram are facing a few problems as well. They're still on the top. They're still at the business end of the table, but the future ain't bleak for the Crazy Lions at the moment. Okay, you're watching Jakarta Casual TV, the only English language resource about Indonesian football anywhere in the world. If Persija and Aram think they've got problems, they're a thoughtful Persib Bandung fans. They're in a really, really bad way at the moment. Imagine that. They're second in the Liga 1 standings. They're 3 points behind the leaders. They're unbeaten, and they've got the joint best defence in the league, and they're not happy. What's that you say? Why aren't they happy? I don't know. It's a Persib Bandung thing. Believe me, that's the only reason. That's the only excuse I can think about it. They demand the best. They demand the best every single game, and that they feel they're not getting it. In 2 games this season, they've conceded late equalisers to cost them points. Away to Pastani, they were leading 2-0. They ended up drawing 2-2. And at home against Borneo at the weekend, they came from 1-0 down to get back to 2-1 in front. Michael Essien missed a penalty, and then Borneo scored in the last minute, so that's more points dropped, and that just increases the anger of the Persib fans. They feel that the chance to regain the title they won in 2014 has been frittered away by carelessness. The Persib fans, the Boboto, are also questioning the attitude of the coach and the players, some of the players, and as is often the case, it's the foreign players who are taking the flak. Michael Essien came in for a bit of grief for having the audacity to smile after he missed the penalty, and it was an awful penalty. He skied it high, wide, handsome. Carlton Cole's getting grief. He's not scoring goals, but he came to club with injury. So Coach Jajang Najaman has been forced to play him, but the guy is not fully fit. That needs to be looked into. And then there's Rafael Maitimo, who was also seen smiling after the game, and his attitude is being questioned by the supporters. Maitimo responded on Twitter by saying, "Oh, the tallest trees get the strongest winds," or words to that effect. The club have responded angrily by saying that players' attitudes got to improve, and they're looking closely at Coach Jano's future. The game away to Bali is now crucial for him. How does that leave the Liga 1 table standing at the moment? Well, PSM, as we say, are 3 points clear now following their controversial win over Sriwijaya. Persib Bandung, despite all their problems, are still second on 13 points, just 3 points behind. They're joined by Persipura, who defeated Persiba Balikpapan last night by 2-0. Then we have Madura United, Mitrikuka, Pastani, and Bayangkara huddled together on 12 points each. Don't forget, you can still order Sepak Bola, The Indonesian Way of Life, my first book, looking at Indonesian football, the culture, the people involved, so on and so forth. We're into 3rd printing, so everyone who's bought a copy, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And those who haven't bought a copy, well, copies are still available. If you contact pilibuku.com, then they have a special offer this month, I think, where you can get a free comic with the book. So there you go. Contact pilibuku.com or contact Jakarta Casual through social media to get your copy of Sepak Bola, The Indonesian Way of Life. And now a quick look at Liga 2 and the latest events at Persebaya. Following his angry confrontations with travelling fans in Martapura, coach Irwan Setiawan has finally been sacked by Persebaya, who say in a statement yesterday that, taking into consideration the team spirit and also the feeling among the supporters of the football club, this was the best decision they could make. Since he was suspended after the incident, Persebaya have won one and drawn one of their games, and while they look at the moment to be the bottom half of the table in Liga 2, they're only one win away from the top. So, Persebaya aren't in a bad place, and the club are hoping maybe that by quickly appointing a new manager, a new coach, then they'll be able to get the fans back on their side and set about getting back into Liga 1 where they feel they belong. And that's about it for week 7. Most of the news seems to be about coaches, unfortunately, but it shows you the precarious nature of football in Indonesia and the precarious nature of the coaching hot seat. Hopefully we'll come back with another podcast after week 8. Any questions, anything at all, just keep in contact with Jakarta Casual through the usual social media outlets. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll see you again soon.